Hey, well, today I'm angry at the science, and when I'm talking about the science, I'm talking about everybody's mindless chanting of follow the science, follow the science. And this is especially annoying when you hear this from people who have no idea how science works or what science even is. Follow the science does not mean follow government dictates. Follow the science does not mean follow what the government happens to think about any particular issue. Government scientists are not the only scientists that there are, and even though they may have the biggest budgets, it's hard to believe that they are always the most credible and well-informed experts. There are numerous experts in every field, whether it's medicine, economics, or anything else, and we have for some reason taken the approach that only government scientists or government-approved scientists are doing science or are speaking in a scientific manner or are making pronouncements that we can rely upon that have a scientific basis. And the reason this is so vitally important right now is that we don't really know what this COVID-19 long-term effect is going to be. It appears, based on some work out of Russia, a scientist there who infected himself with COVID-19 and then recovered, reinfected himself after his antibodies dropped after 3 months, and he found that his second COVID-19 infection, not only was he able to become infected, but the infection was much worse and much more severe, and this is someone who had developed the antibodies. So we don't know. What is the science? I'm not comfortable following government science pronouncements. I don't care whether they come out of the Politburo of Russia or whether they come from the NIH in America. I want a wide range of experts opining on subject that they know something about, and between them a consensus will emerge. I don't believe in this dictate, this science from on high, and the fact that people are mindlessly chanting and parroting the follow the science routine when they don't even know what science is infuriating to say the least. And if I was a scientist, I'm sure I would be incandescent with rage at hearing this non-stop over and over from people who have no idea what it means. We need to know what the science is, especially now when we need to know how should we respond to this COVID-19 pandemic. If it's true that we're never ever going to have immunity to it, then we need to have a different approach than we're taking right now. If it turns out that the worst is behind us, we need to have a different approach that we're taking right now. If it turns out that it's going to kill most of us, then possibly today's approach makes sense, but only in that circumstance. But we need science to guide us, not official government pronouncements, whether they come out of China, whether they come out of the WHO, whether they come out of the US. We don't need official pronouncements. We need experts, scientists, not government employees, but researchers, scientists, given free rein to explore every possibility. We still don't know much about this virus. We don't know for sure if it was a lab creation. We don't know for sure that it came out of the wild or the wet market or wherever your pet theory happens to be. We don't know. And the fact that we don't know is because science is not being followed. Science means anything is possible, everything is a potential experiment, and we seek to learn, we seek to find out. We don't accept a government pronouncement as the final word, and we certainly don't accept that anything is quote-unquote settled science. As we learn more and more about this COVID-19 pandemic, it may be a lot more complicated than we thought. People who were pro-mask, anti-mask, we may be living with this COVID-19 pandemic for the rest of our lives. We need to think about how we change to live with it. If we never can have an immunity to it, that means that a vaccine's not going to work. If that is the case, what is our option going to be? We need to have science. We need to get back to science, and we need to stop listening to official pronouncements from on high, which are invariably inaccurate and are never accurately described as science. Please wake up.